He was born in a country rich in oil, yet raised in a reality shaped by poverty, division, and class struggle. His story is not just the story of a president, but the story of a man who rose from the margins to become one of the most controversial leaders in the world. This is the story of Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro Moros was born on November 23, 1962, in the Venezuelan capital, Caracas. He grew up in a modest household. His father was a labor union activist, and his mother worked simple jobs to support the family. From an early age, Maduro was exposed to leftist ideas, to constant conversations about social injustice, and the deep gap between the rich and the poor in Venezuelan society. He did not complete a university education. Instead, he entered the workforce at a young age, working as a public bus driver in the Caracas metro system. It was there, on the streets, where his political awareness truly began to take shape. While working as a bus driver, Maduro became active in labor unions and gradually emerged as a strong voice defending workers' rights. He was not a charismatic speaker at first, but he was persistent, present, and deeply committed to his beliefs. In the 1990s, Venezuela encountered a man who would change its history forever, Hugo Chavez. Maduro was quickly drawn to Chavez's political project, built on socialism, opposition to U.S. influence, and the redistribution of national wealth. In 1997, Maduro was among the early founders of the Fifth Republic movement, the political force that eventually brought Chavez to power. After Hugo Chavez won the presidency in 1999, Maduro's political rise began quietly. He was elected to the National Assembly and later became its president. But the major turning point came in 2006, when Chavez appointed him Minister of Foreign Affairs. In this role, Maduro became the international face of Venezuela. He traveled extensively to China, Russia, Cuba, and Iran, building alliances with countries opposed to U.S. dominance. His loyalty to Chavez was absolute, so much so that Chavez publicly described him as "my political son." In 2013, Hugo Chavez died after a long battle with cancer. Before his death, he asked the Venezuelan people to elect Nicolas Maduro as his successor. Maduro won the election, but by a very narrow margin. From the very beginning, doubts emerged. The country became deeply divided. Protests spread across the nation. He was not Chavez. He did not possess Chavez's charisma, and Venezuela was standing on the edge of a major crisis. During Maduro's years in power, Venezuela experienced an unprecedented economic collapse. Inflation reached millions of percent. The national currency lost its value. Store shelves were emptied of food and medicine. Millions of Venezuelans fled the country in search of a dignified life. Maduro blamed the crisis on U.S. sanctions, an economic war, and foreign conspiracies. The opposition accused him of poor governance, corruption, and repression of freedoms. Over time, his name became inseparable from the Venezuelan crisis itself. Maduro faced repeated waves of mass protests, often met with force and arrests. In 2019, the opposition declared its leader, Juan Guaidó, interim president of Venezuela. Dozens of countries recognized Guaidó, but Maduro remained in power, supported by the military, Russia, and China. Venezuela had transformed into a center of international political confrontation. From a bus driver in the streets of Caracas to the president of a nation in deep turmoil, Nicolas Maduro's rise and rule became one of the most defining political stories in modern Latin American history.